Good evening, and happy Halloween. Unless you're not watching this on Halloween, in which case... Hello, I'm actually recording this in September. Today I'm going to be telling you 3 different automotive ghost stories. I've tried to make the atmosphere more spooky, but I'm holding my microphone this time to make it more scary. Because somehow, putting your voice like really, really close is scary or something. It's not an ASMR video. But anyway, I'll try and hold this. I don't have a stand, so I'm just going to have to hold it. But anyway, sit back, relax, and enjoy 3 automotive ghost stories. Our first story comes from Surrey, in England, from the year 2002. On December 11th, at about 7:30 p.m, drivers began to call in about a car who swerved off the embankment and into the bushes of the embankment of the A3 motorway near Burpham. However, once police got there was no car and no debris. The bushes looked completely untouched. It looked like there was no crash at all. However, after some further searching, one officer stumbled upon what seemed to be an old Vauxhall Astra lying amongst the vegetation. It had been there for a while, as the windscreen wipers were covered in cobwebs. Furthermore, not far from the car itself was the skeleton of its driver, which was identified as Mr. Christopher Chandler. Chandler crashed the Astra in July of 2002, nearly 5 months before he was found. Police speculate he suffered extreme injuries, climbed out the passenger window, and died whilst climbing up the steep embankment on his way to get help. His cell phone records show one final call to his brother, which lasted for less than a second, probably not even long enough to connect. So what was it that those drivers saw on that cold December night? Was it the ghostly replay of Mr. Chandler's final moments? Or was it something else? Story number 2. The Phantom Bus of London. At 1:15 a.m, sometime in the 1930s, a driver who was driving down Cambridge Gardens suddenly swerved. There are 2 different variations in the story. One says that he crashed into a wall and blew up. The other says that he survived. But both have a common theme. The driver and the witnesses there say that he was swerving to avoid a number 7 bus, a ghostly, driverless, empty number 7 bus. The police set out to find this vehicle, but there were no records of any bus being around that area at that time in the morning. So, in the years after this, more crashes happened, all at 1:15 a.m, and all near Cambridge Gardens. All eyewitness accounts describe the ghostly bus of forcing them off the road before disappearing. The last sighting of this bus was in 1990. Is this just a fabricated horror story? Or is there really a phantom London bus which haunts Cambridge Gardens? Our final story comes from Ireland. The Irish Ghost Car. The Irish Ghost Car haunted the villages of Antleague and Mount Talbot throughout the 1920s. But this was no average car. It was much, much faster than any motor car of the time, and could phase through objects such as buildings, walls, and ditches. The car was completely silent. There was no driver. Instead, 4 white-robed figures sat inside. One couple supposedly died from fright when they witnessed the car drive past. Interestingly, while researching this case, I found another one which is rather similar, which happened during the 1950s in Kent. Again, it's about a motor car, much older make, which is extremely fast, forcing other cars off of the road. However, instead of the hooded figures inside, there is a fog-like wraith which sits inside. Once, a motorist approached the car and tried to get the attention of the driver, but when they shook the car, the wraith did not reply. Instead, they just carried on looking forward. So, could it potentially be that these same accounts are of the same vehicle? Or is this simply just a coincidence? Or potentially these are urban legends, and there was no ghost car at all? Anyway, that is it from me today. I hope you do have a good Halloween. This video was a bit different. I tried to get into spooky mode, talk slowly. I've been watching... What's that banging? I don't need that for this video, man. Anyway, I tried to get into spooky mode by watching lots of ghosty videos, and they all talk really close to the camera in a slow voice, and I try to mimic that. But I do hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, go down below, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. I really do hope to see you in the next one. And that is it from me today. Goodbye.